Jennifer Everdyke, the F word. The F word, Jennifer Everdyke.
Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. The F word. I don't like to hear it used. I'm sure you all don't like to hear it used. But yet it is used. Daily. By your kids. By your coworker. By that random guy walking past you on the street who just mumbles it under his breath. And I'm sure at one point in your life, the F word has been directed at you. I remember the first time it was directed at me. I was 9 years old in Mrs. Hathaway's 4th grade class, and we were going to help the 5th graders with a project. It was a Friday in February, and we all lined up, eager to help the 5th graders. They were 5th graders, after all. So we marched, ready to do whatever the 5th graders asked us to do. And all we had to do was step on a scale. Alicia Ford was in front of me, and she was perfect in every way. She was funny, she was popular, she had friends, everyone loved her. And in my mind, Alicia Ford and I were exactly the same. So Alicia Ford, she stepped on that scale, 66 pounds, the 5th grader announced. She stepped off and frolicked back to Mrs. Hathaway's room. In my mind, 66 pounds was what I was gonna get on that scale. I stepped on that scale, 99 pounds, the 5th grader announced. It meant nothing to me. They were numbers. I turned around, and that's when I heard it. What a fatty. Fat meant more to me than that 99 pounds. Fat was a word I understood. Fat meant I was ugly. Fat meant that no one liked me. Fat meant that I was going to be alone. In middle school and high school, I heard those words again, flung at my face, whispered behind my back, scribbled in Sharpie on my locker, fatty go die. Somewhere in between that, I internalized it and made it who I was. I was no longer Jennifer. I was fat! And I felt like that said it every time I went to someone. Hi, I'm fat! Nice to meet you. That was who I was. And because that's who I was, I tried to fit a stereotype that in my mind was fat. Because I was fat, I had to be funny. Because I was fat, I had to be nice. Because I was fat, I felt that I had to justify my existence to the world around me and prove to people that they had a reason to want to be my friend, in spite of the fact that I was fat. When I turned 21, that's when I realized that I wasn't fat! I had fat. I had fat on my body, but that didn't define who I was. At 210 pounds, I decided to lose weight. I lost 75 pounds while in my final year at New Paltz. I became a group fitness instructor. I fought the fat, and the fat didn't win. But it wasn't until last year that the realization about my F word truly set in. It was at a Toastmasters event like this one, and someone introduced me as a group fitness instructor, and the person I was introduced to said, "A group fitness instructor, well, I must hate you on principle." And I took a step back, not exactly sure how to take that, how to formulate a response to that comment. What was I supposed to say? And then I had a cartoon-like vision of cans. All the people in the room became soup cans in my mind, with labels that had been placed upon them by someone else. Balding, now with 50% less hair. Lesbian with extra plaid flavor. Group fitness instructor, no pesky added understanding. That person I had been introduced to was placing a label on me because that's what was expected, to label someone else before I labeled that person. But people aren't cans. As my friend Becky once said, labels are for soup cans. And how true that is. Labels don't accurately predict the contents of a can. How many times have you picked up that Dinty Moore can and gone, this is gonna be delicious? And it's not. Labels can't depict the content of a can any more than a label can depict the content of a person's character. Labels don't have to define who you are. You define who you are. For a period of time in my life, the F word was who I was. I was fat! But now, I'm funny. I'm friendly. I'm fierce. I'm fabulous. I'm whatever F word I want to be because I want to be that, not because anybody else has selected that word for me. And although it's taken me almost 25 years to realize it, it's the best realization of all. And I know all of you have your own personal F word. It might not be the same as mine, and maybe it is, but there's only one way to deal with it. I want you to think of it in your mind. I want you to put it in the palm of your hand, and I want you to say, hey, F word, go F word yourself. Mr. Constantine.